Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of Hello World with your girl Joy from Be the Difference Clothing. How is everyone doing this beautiful evening? It's rainy and whatnot. Um, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not very happy at this very moment. But let me get all of the, you know, pleasantries out of the way. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and turn on your notification bells. And if you can give the chat something, thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you would like to do. But tonight, hey, Tatted Hearts, how are you? My medium joy, what's going on? Um, Tonight is real thick for a few reasons. But I'm not even going to tell you how my day was, but it was decent enough, and I didn't have any problems, so that's one good thing. Um, But what I will say though is I I was on the fence about going to the gym tonight, and I ended up going to the gym anyway. And so, I was trying to record my inspirational moment. Hey Octavia, what's going on? Yeah, tonight is thick tatted. It's heavy. Um So I went to the gym. Well, first, let me backtrack. I get inundated with text messages from friends and even former friends that, they're asking how I'm doing, if I'm okay, because there was a mass shooting in one of the towns over here in Jersey City. And they thought that I was close by, but I was like, no, I'm at work and everything's fine. But long story short, that mass shooting took 6 people's lives, and I'm just like, it must have been like a wild, wild west out there. And they said apparently a drug deal went bad. Um, we all can say, looking on the outside in, what should have happened, what could have happened. But at the end of the day, it was violence. And at the end of the day, someone is coming home to a missing person that they just saw maybe a couple hours before. A couple hours before. This ends up making me reiterate how time is valuable and precious. You wake up one day, you do your routine, the next day you're shot dead. That's one thing. So, I didn't post my inspirational segment because I was waited too long, and then I ended up doing it at the gym. And I was going to post it, but I was like, well, I was stuttering a little bit. Let me see what it looked like. Normally, you guys know that I don't care if I stutter or whatever. It is what it is. But I happened to actually listen to what I was saying, and there was someone talking so loud that it picked up their entire conversation. And it picked it up so much so that it was very audible. And I was like, I can't use this because it was basically a domestic violence situation. And I know both parties. I don't know them, but I've seen them in passing, always smiled, said hello, all of that good stuff. But it is a domestic violence situation. And so, like, I was like, oh my goodness, I picked up, I listened. I was like, I don't want to listen to nobody conversation. Like, I don't want to be nosy, be all up in people business and whatnot. But being the person that I am now, I was like, okay, if I see them when I'm leaving, then I'm going to say something. I saw them when I was leaving, but I was embarrassed because I didn't want them to think that I was eavesdropping on their conversation and whatnot. But I said, all right, Joy, stop being a punk. So by the time I got back to my final destination, I called back the gym. I know it was rather odd for me to call the gym. I don't even know this person's name. I don't know the spouse's name either. Like I said, all it was just hi and bye from, time to time. And so I basically said, you know what? And I was quickly reminded why I called back because I was quickly reminded that, you know what, Joy? We only live one time. It was a reason why you overheard someone's conversation. Do something about it. So I called back the gym and I immediately knew that something was wrong because when I asked for the person, I was like, yeah, because I don't know the name, but I said, yeah, it's that person. I described what they look like. And so they kind of hesitated to give them the phone because I understand you're trying to protect somebody. You never know who I may be, on behalf of someone that they're trying to get away from. And so, long story short, I ended up getting on the phone with them and I said, hey, listen, I I'm not trying to be nosy or anything, but I was recording myself. And when I played it back, I overheard your conversation. Just want to let you know that I'm here if you need anything. Like, I didn't want to hear anything. I didn't need to know the details or whatever. But just the simple fact they said, I'm going somewhere else today and I'll be fine. And I was just like, oh my goodness, guys, it is absolutely real that people are going through situations and things that you see the smiling faces, but deep down inside, some turmoil is happening. Get beneath the surface, get to know people. And so I said, listen, I'm just, if you ever need anything, call me. I'll give you my number if you want, blase, blase, blase. And she's like, wow, like you, you know, um, you don't see too many people doing that. I said, listen, if you ever get to know who I am, then you'll understand why I do what I do. But guys, the point of the matter is, I see these people in passing. Everything is smiley, smiley. And yet, there's a lot more going on underneath the surface. There are people who are afraid for their lives. There are people who are suffering in their homes. There are people who are being held captive emotionally, physically, mentally. What are we doing about it? We who have everything that is pretty decent and normal, what are we doing about it? What parts are we playing to help situations? I'm very serious when I say, like, we need to do better. We need to do a lot better. We need to be present. We need to take part. We need to be the difference in everything that we do. We're not just talking about this. Like, I'm not a talker. Like, I may talk to you guys, but I'm not a talker anymore. I want to be a part. I want to do exactly what I preach every day. There are people who are suffering, and this person, poor person, smiled in my face like everything was all good. Meanwhile, I heard peace, only a tiny piece, just audibly heard a tiny piece of the torment and the hell that they may be going through on a physical, mental, and emotional. And that good old tick-a-tock of time keeps going by, and we keep saying, oh, well, I don't want to be nosy. I don't want to be in people's business. But sometimes, if you become aware of something, at that point in time, you are then held accountable for what you know. Did I have to do what I did? No, absolutely not. I did not have to do what I had to do. I did not have to do what I did. But I did it because I'm a doer. And sometimes just hearing that somebody is there for you takes off a little bit of the pressure as well. And guess what? I let that little pride down because it was very scary on my part calling back the gym to say, hey, can I speak to this person that I don't even know their name to? And sitting on hold waiting. And I'm just like, man, they're probably saying I'm crazy, la la la, like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was scary for me. But I did what I did. Whether they call me or not doesn't matter. But just the simple fact to know that somebody is there for you and is willing to support you through whatever you're going through is probably good enough. And I said, I don't know if I'll ever see you again at the gym because, they both go. So I don't know what the situation is. Like I said, I don't need to know the complete story. But at least if this was the last time that I ever see this person again, at least it won't be on my heart that, hey, you didn't do anything, you didn't say anything, you didn't even attempt, because I did. So, guys, use that example for your own self, for your own life, that when things come to your surface and come to your aura or whatever you want to call it, you have a right to either do or not do. And to not do sometimes will eat you up more than anything. So try your best to do. Don't gotta get all involved and know X, Y, and Z, everything. You don't need to. We don't, I think we mistake that. I think we mistake thinking that when we need to support somebody means that we need to know every detail. We don't need to know that. Sometimes people just need to hear that. I hear you. I got you. You all, everything's gonna be all right. Sometimes that's all people need. That's for me too. Like, I don't need people to say, "Hey, Joy, if you ever need to talk about anything, I'm here." I don't need that. But it's very reassuring and refreshing to know that somebody's like, "Hey, Joy, if you ever need anything, I understand that it may be hard, but I understand that if you ever just need to blast out, I'm here. I got you." Maybe that's what I should have named tonight, as I got you. But we have to do better, guys. We have to do better. We have to do better to the point where, like, it just blows my mind the kind of things that people are going through every single day. And we see them day in, day out. We see people day in, day out. And yet and still, it rings true that you have no idea what kind of hell somebody may be going through. But yet they smile. The grass is greener right here. I'm going to redo my inspirational moment. I'm going to redo it tonight because I said I'm going to post something every night. I'm going to redo it. I'm not going to post the thing that I had because I just, it's too much. You hear their voice over mine, so it's just too much. But it becomes so real when you hear, when you absolutely hear how somebody is suffering and scared for their life. It reminds me of I think it was Mary Vlogs, when she used to be Mary Vlogs, when she came in and said that there's somebody that was basically scared for their lives, and thankfully they're out of that situation. But that became very real again. When will we stop? When will we stop abusing each other physically, emotionally, mentally? I'm gonna look at the chat real quick. Hey, J Dog, what's going on? Hi, Maria. How are you? Welcome to Hello World. What up, Eat Sleep? Hey, Rosie, how are you doing? I'm sad right now because this person, like the conversation that they were having with whoever they were on the phone with, is like basically saying, like, yeah, I'm good. Everything is good to go. Running for your life. But yet, the majority of us gets to be comfortable, go to homes that are comfortable for the most part. We can have our freedom of speech in our homes. We can go and come as we please in our homes. But there are people who cannot do that. So, what are you going to do? Moving forward, what are you going to do? When situations make you become aware, what are you going to do? Are you going to act, or are you going to say, well, it's not my business? Yes, it is our business. We're humans. We are humans. And we need to get back to loving each other. We need to get back to having compassion for each other. We need to get back to treating each other kindly. I didn't want to go to the gym tonight, but there was a reason why I needed to be there. And there's a reason why I need to be there because now I'm here with you relaying this message yet again about abuse. Grown adults are going through, children, elderly, all forms of life are going through abuse. It starts with us now, right? Yeah, it's just a few of us here. But if we start doing our part in becoming and reacting or just making sure when we become aware of a situation that we do something about it instead of saying it's not my problem. It is your problem. You are held accountable for the things that you know. It is your problem. When you know something, you are held accountable. If it's going to be something that could be detrimental for somebody or something that you can help someone through their detrimental experience, you will be held accountable for that because it will eat at your soul. You had a perfect opportunity to be the difference. You had the perfect opportunity to shine light. You had the perfect opportunity to help be that shoulder someone could cry on virtually or not. If someone comes to mind and they keep pressing on your soul, pick up the phone and call them, text them, do whatever you have to do, but reach out. There's a reason why. And I think and I believe that if we all started applying what our intuition keeps on putting and pressing on our hearts to do, there would be a lot of closure. There would be a lot of less heartache and pain because people wouldn't feel alone. I challenge you guys. I challenge you to do it. Maybe not exactly everything that I did, but I challenge you. If you become aware of a situation that is detrimental for someone else, you do something about it. Do something about it. If you become aware of it, you do something about it. Now, if you're not aware of it, that's not your problem. Do something about it. Let that pride go. And if the person on the receiving end hung up on me, then I would have said, okay, fine. At least I tried. But they received it. And maybe if maybe one day they reach out, I'm gonna try to make them laugh. I don't need to know your situation, boo. I'm gonna try to make you laugh. I'm gonna try to make whatever remainder days of your life be as pleasant as the terror that you had previously. Be that light, be that shining vessel for someone who needs it. Let your heart love. Let your heart love. Stop being afraid because, oh, I don't want to have a broken heart. Do you know how many times I've had a broken heart? And it's not romantically, but just in general. How I've had a broken heart because I've put myself out there. But now I see it differently. I took the ego out of that. I put myself out there because I want to be a support to whoever needs it. Because I know what it is to have lack of support. I know what it is to feel like you're alone, that nobody hears you, nobody feels you, no one's there to support you. I know what it feels like. And I would be, gosh darn heck, if anyone else has to feel what I have to feel, if I'm aware that they're feeling a certain kind of way. Oh, if many of us feel and do as that way, our world is going to heal faster. What's today's lesson? Let your pride go. What's today's lesson? Let your light shine. What's today's lesson? Be there for someone. If you become aware of a situation that may be detrimental or harmful for someone else, be there. Nobody's saying you have to be that light and shining armor. Nobody's saying that. But all I'm saying is if you can just reach out and say, hey, I'm just extending an olive branch. If you want it, if you ever wanted to reach out, you have the opportunity to reach out and grab that olive branch. I will be on the other end, ready to reel you in to something better. That's all. My heart is heavy. Like I said, I know both parties. Not no, no, but I've known them in passing. I don't even know their names. But do I need to know their names when I know there's hurt stamped across the face and the heart and the soul? I don't need to know your name. All I need you to know is that there's a band aid, which is moi, that is ready to be medicated and healing balm whenever you need it. Whenever you're ready to take it off and put it on your wound, I am here. We're all medicated band aids at times, and that's what we need to do, be willing and ready and able to be that healing balm if someone needs it. You're not the end or be all, but you are just there to help. That's it. I don't have nothing else to say because it bothers me. It really does bother me. I'm sure this person will be all right, but at the end of the day, how many other people are going through that same exact situation of a domestic violence situation that we are not privy to? And we're just here all chatting with each other, safe and sound for the most part, while there's somebody who is afraid for their life because of someone that they loved at one point in time. Help me, guys, to send prayers, well wishes to this person. Like I said, I don't even know their name. I don't need to know their name, but I know what they look like. And for me, I want them to have better days. I want them to have peace of mind. I want them to have peace in their heart and soul. I want them to be able to recover from the trauma that they've experienced. I want them to be able to love again once the time comes. I want them to be able to be free. And for anyone else that I don't know, that may never ever may see this in replay, that's what I'm wishing for them as well and praying for them. Or whatever you believe in, whatever higher power you believe in, it doesn't matter. At this end of the day, peace is what I'm wanting and wishing and hoping for people who are specifically going through domestic situations, whether it be family, relational, whether it be child, parent, elderly, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the case may be. I'm sorry if I'm neglecting the chat right now, but I'm really, really bothered. Hey, Jennifer, you'll never find. Jennifer, I was just telling people that I was recording my inspirational moment. This is going to be segment 4. I'm going to do it after this. And I was in a stall and someone was talking very, I guess the sound barrier isn't that great, but they were talking and I heard their whole entire conversation of pretty much how they're running away from a domestic violence situation. And that junk hurt me to the core because just 5 seconds before that, they were smiling in my face. So I went ahead and called and said, I gave them my number. And trust me, I was scared to death to even reach out because I was like, is that the right thing to do? Should I mind my business? I mean, am I right to even say something? Like, I don't know. But I just told them, I said, hey, I was recording something and I heard everything or a lot of what you were talking about. And I just want you to know I'm here for you. If you need anything, call me. And they received it well and they were stunned. They said, wow, not many people would do that. And I was like, hey, if you ever get to know me, you'll understand why. So I'm just updating you, Jennifer. So, like, my heart is going out specifically today for anyone who's going through a domestic situation. And domestic can also mean like humans. You don't have to be in a relationship with someone for a domestic situation to happen. And I will say this as well. If I ever am in someone's chat and there's ever anybody who's going to be a coward to make fun of other people's weaknesses, you guys might see me, you know, be a lot more stern and firm because I will address it. Only cowards go behind screens and say X, Y, and Z about a person instead of being in their face and saying, like, yeah, I'm the one that's saying it. I'm calling you out. But a coward does that, making up fake troll names and tormenting people. So, yeah, if I ever account or see something like that, to me, that's like a domestic situation too, because you're bullying. If I ever see that, trust and believe. Rawr. The little lioness in me will come out because instead of adding to the little flame of violence and anger and hate, I'm just going to douse water. And that's what I'm hoping that we all can do too. Let's stop sitting back and allowing situations just to go because you don't want to be the only one saying, like, hey, why are you doing that? Bunk that. What you got to lose? Nothing. You have more pride, you have more to gain by standing up for someone else that can't stand up for themselves. Anyway, my name is Joy from Be the Difference Clothing. I'm on Hello World every single night between 7 and 9. Tonight, we talked about domestic violence pretty much. Let's do better, guys. When we see something that's wrong, especially if you see things that are wrong, if you see somebody down, it's a reason for you that you saw it. And that's your opportunity to extend that olive branch. That's your opportunity to say, hey, you're not alone. So be that person. When the opportunity arises, just take hold of it. Don't be afraid. Just be that person. Take a little time out of your day. Be that person to be there. And then if you never hear from it again, that's okay. Because at least you left an impression that might have been the best impression that they've ever had in a long time. So until we meet again, guys, I hope that you rest so peacefully that you'll wake up in the morning wanting to be the best version of yourself. And being the best version of yourself includes allowing that pride to die and being there for situations that you feel like not your responsibility. Be that band aid, be that medicated band aid, that healing balm that people need. If I ever come to your mind, it may be for a reason. So reach out to me. I don't care. It may be completely off, but at least I'll consider and be thankful that somebody reached out. Do it for anybody, guys. Kindness goes a long way. So until we meet again, guys, my name is Joy from Be the Difference Clothing, signing out on another episode of Hello World. I'll see you guys soon, and thank you again for giving me a little bit of your time. Have a good night.